Well, good morning, except it's 10:30 p.m. I intended to sleep till midnight or so. I went to bed a little after 8 o'clock. I haven't been to sleep yet, tossing and turning. And the blurb that I wrote a few hours ago now, 3, 4 hours ago, is titled, People Expect Me to Be More Positive. For several years, I was upbeat, believing that good times were at hand, not coming some future time, but imminent. Then I suffered a stroke, survived open heart surgery, had 3 heart attacks with a trip to the hospital 3 more times, 2 months in all. Spent 3 more months where I was extremely short of breath. The latter was healed when I began getting laser therapy, although it also coincided with a conversation in the courthouse informing me that my motion to dismiss had been granted. I think both played a role in my recovered breath, but the court lied. PNC Bank and the liars working for them threatened to take my home again. My son and his friends helped my daughter, son-in-law, and 3 grandkids move out. I hired 2 attorneys and paid about $5,000 in legal fees to save my home. Neither lawyer came through for me. The latter did not even show up in the rigged court the day they evicted me unlawfully. Now I live with my son. He loves me, but his lifestyle and mine are very different. I'm trying to find a place of my own, but there are long waiting lists and time frames to get a home I can afford on $955 per month Social Security. Despite all this, people expect me to be more positive. Imagine yourself in my shoes, please. Yes, indeed. One of the things that kept me up is I got a comment from one of my friends, and I want to put former in front of that because I feel most of my positive mental attitude friends have abandoned me at the time in my life when I've gone through the biggest challenges that I've ever had to face. And because I'm somehow not positive, or at least not as positive as they used to see me, although I've always been fighting the government. I've been doing that for a long time. So that's not something new, folks. I mean, as this lawsuit hit over 10 and a half years ago, I began to learn about things, and the more I would learn about how the system works, the angrier I would become. Because, folks, it's a scam. It's a scam. And I'm supposed to be positive mental attitude when I know that the government is a criminal operation. It's not even a government. It's a privately owned for-profit corporation. And I'm supposed to be positive. I'm supposed to be positive in light of all that's happened to me. Now, I really believed that there was a God that had a plan. I really did. I deleted or unfriended one of my longtime friends today who believes that there is no God. And I've tolerated his comments for a long, long time, but I reached a threshold today and I unfriended him. And I'll unfriend others too. And I don't have a big long waiting list like I used to have. I still have some people on my waiting list to be approved. But I don't care anymore. Do you understand? I've lost my reason for being. I don't have confidence in a God that's actually going to do something. That's actually going to create a world that works for people instead of for corporations, which are dead entities and demons that run them. And yes, it's demons that run corporations. It's demons that came up with the idea. Demons in the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican. Demons in the City of London. Demons in Washington, D.C. that have taken the world and turned it into hell on earth for a lot of people. Not just me. Not just me. I'm not the only one. My vision wasn't for me. My vision was for humanity. My vision. I can't make it happen. I can't even save myself. With all that I've learned, it's meaningless against a corrupt system. It's meaningless. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't just go into some escape zone of meditation where I can pretend it's not real. No, it's real. It's what I'm experiencing. It's a real experience. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick and tired of praying to a God that seems not to hear, and worse, seems not to care. Doesn't matter, they're both the same, right? Not hearing or not caring, they're the same thing. Or a God that doesn't exist. Maybe my friend that I deleted is right, but I don't have reason to live if there is no God. If there is no God, there is no Ron. There is no creation. There is nothing. There is nothing worth being for, let alone living for. I don't want to be if there is no God. I don't want to be if there is not a plan to bless humanity. I don't want to be anywhere, not just on earth. I don't want to be in heaven. I don't want to be anywhere. I don't want to be. Do you understand? The whole reason for my being all of my life since I was a kid has been to help bring about the kingdom of heaven on earth, to play my role, my small little role in helping awaken people and inspiring people to trust God, to believe that all of this crap that we have to go through as humans is coming to an end finally. And we're going to experience heaven on earth. That's been my dream since I was a little kid. I'm sorry. That's why I don't attack other religions, because I see nuggets of truth in all of them. In all of them. And we're all deceived. All of the religions have deception in them. All of the religions have truth in them. None of them are completely right or completely wrong. It's a mixed bag, folks. It's a mixed bag, and it's been a mixed bag all along. Why? Because evil entities have been allowed to create a world that sucks. Pure and simple. It just sucks. It's, yeah. When things are going good, yeah, it's easy to overlook that. But for me, things aren't going good. I'm struggling. I'm struggling for my very life. But in a sense, I'm not struggling, because I'm throwing up my hands and saying it's not even worth the struggle. But I've been struggling all of my life, especially in the past year, especially when I suffered the stroke, especially when I had the heart attacks, especially when I couldn't breathe right, especially when they threatened my home in more recent time. And I don't know the answers, folks. And if you can't be my friend and understand where I'm coming from, then fuck you. I'm sorry. Just get out of my life and get out of my world. I don't want you here. I don't want anybody here that doesn't understand the trauma of humanity, which is my trauma too. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I've been deluded, perhaps, and I apologize if I've deluded people and given you a false hope. There's a lot of false hope people out there. Give people false hope. There's a lot of them. One side and the other. They're all over the place. I'm not going to do that anymore. Unless God does something, there is no hope. And all hope is false unless there's a real God. Thank you for listening, and